There we go.
We weren't even in the room, Bruce. We weren't even close.
I know. Usually,
Usually we're in the room and the thing isn't gone. And you even bragged about putting the overlay away.
Was turned off.
And now the overlay was here, but now we're here.
All right. We're here.
At the NFL Combine, ladies and gentlemen.
Live.
Welcome to something I honestly thought would never happen. Me and Bruce, Third Down Thursdays, the flagship Thursday evening show, live from the NFL Combine.
Absolutely.
In Indianapolis. We are a couple hours early. I understand that. So for the people looking later at our time slot, you'll probably catch the end of it. You can see this recorded. But we have some fantastic things coming. So in a few minutes after we get through a story or two, we're going to be able to show an interview we did earlier with Greg Braggs Jr., who is a part of CHGO Sports, specifically CHGO Bears.
Nice.
He's doing a lot of, thank you
I was
very
messing
much.
that up earlier.
I was
messing that earlier.
He's doing a lot of Bears coverage over there, doing some great things with that team as well. He also has a personal podcast, I believe, about Purdue basketball. So make sure to check that out when you hear his Twitter handle later. It was a fantastic interview. Hi, Sai. And we've done some great interviews today. So we're going to see those on the YouTube channel tomorrow. I'm going to work on getting those up tonight.
Get some cuts going and everything. But, man.
Yes.
So real quick, before we go into the sports talk, dude.
Right.
So you know about this, and I talked to the wife a little bit about it. So last night in my hotel room, got off the phone with the wifey. You know, starting to fall asleep, starting to kind of get into the groove because I don't know. I get I get travel anxiety sometimes, and it's
weird falling asleep in a new place.
Right. Exactly. You know, I'm used to having a fan on and whatever.
Right.
And long story short, man, all of a sudden there's a guy sprinting down the hallway, in the hotel. Banging on all the doors.
My boy Brand. Oh, you need to know. That's my boy Brando that I go golfing with.
Oh, what's up, dog?
That's who that is. So
I've seen highlights. Oh yeah, good chipping game.
He's gotten so much better.
But someone was just running through the hallway, banging on the doors, boom, 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 and gone. I no joke, pop up out of bed. Walk and the first thought I had was a little bit of oh crap moment. I'm like, what the heck? And then no joke, the anger just took over. I just got fucking pissed.
Oh yeah,
because I'm trying to fall asleep. We had to get up here early. Yeah, and whatever. All right, so finally get to sleep. It extends. All right, alarm goes off this morning. Talk to the wifey. Everything's good.
You're like, we're gonna get going. Good day.
Get going. Everything's gonna be all right. I just hear. Okay.
Like what?
Come on. Open the door. Hotel people are just like, hey, was there a guy going through and banging on doors, whatever? And I was like, yeah, mine was definitely one of them. And they ended up, they resolved it in a great way.
Yeah.
But to be woken up like that and to have someone, even this morning, being consumed when I had to get here.
Right.
I had to get here at 9:15.
I'm texting Bruce saying I'm on my way. He's like, I got these hotel people at my door.
Right. And I had to go to
dealing with some stuff,
I had to deal with some stuff. Anyway, we finally decided that, it is what it is. They ended up telling me, they're like, would you like to leave? Like, you'll get a full, I'm like, no, I'm good.
I need my hotel.
Shit. Like, what am I gonna stay in my truck? So no, I was like, all right, that's cool. So they did end up giving me a nice little refund type thing.
Yeah.
Not for whole stay, but part of it. And I'm grateful for that. So thank you to them. But yeah, man, but being here though, it's been awesome. It's been an absolutely great experience, and to obviously see you in person again, man. Seeing you in person.
It's rare.
And being able to have a beer with, So again, shout out real quick to Slippery Noodle. They've been so gracious. More specifically to Schmitty. Thank you.
Yep.
Good save. Schmitty was a great dude, and he hooked MJ up earlier. Let me tell you something. So MJ is
I don't drink.
I'm more of a beer. I'm a beer guy. I can drink beer and just enjoy my Coors Light.
And to me,
whatever.
Beer is nasty, and so if I do have a beverage,
some people have that.
Really the only thing I like is a screwdriver, because most of the time they're more orange juice.
MJ was getting more screw than he was driver in that, believe me.
Yeah, there was but legitimately, I took 2 sips out of this tiny little glass, and I took 2 sips, and it was clear.
Yeah,
and I got scared.
He gave me so to give it. So obviously, I'm a little bit more seasoned when it comes to consuming alcoholic beverages than you are, and
just got a few years head start on me.
Right, exactly. So MJ's he's like, Bruce, try this out, and I was like, all right, cool. So I try it. It's very rare that you could get me to kind of scoff after I take a sip of anything.
He made a face,
and I was like, Anyway, but shout out to them. We're probably gonna head over there at some point this evening. But overall, I guess the experience has been great, except for the experience at the hotel.
Right. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Like I said earlier, we've been able to do some really cool interviews today with some media
awesome
members.
People. Awesome
obviously, talk to all the prospects, which is super cool.
Yep.
But to me, I mean, obviously everybody gets to talk to the prospects. They're just swamped, and so it's really cool to talk to some of the media members who
Jeff Joniak,
who don't get this attention this week, who aren't the ones doing the interviews for the most part. Exactly. So yeah, we met Jeff Joniak, which was really cool, and you guys will see some of the interviews tomorrow that we were able to do today. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and so we have more.
So we got this is my brother-in-law when you come to Illinois. Papers TDT Golf Showdown 2023. We're gonna have to talk about that. That'd be interesting.
I'm down.
That'd be entertaining. I wouldn't mind it.
I think we would win.
Yeah, man. I do. Well, okay. I got to.
How many guys do they have? Do I need to bring?
I'll give him credit. Like Vince. Like he's actually a pretty damn good golfer. So
that might not be good.
I got to give him credit on that. So and the guy Bob, he's actually a pretty damn good golfer as well. And I did beat you guys that one game, and I know you cheated. I'm gonna keep calling you out on it.
Oh my god!
But anyway, that'd be fun though.
Yikes!
It'd be fun. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's been great though, talking to the people and talking to like you already said, prospects. Prospects have been great, but being able to meet media members that are quite honestly a lot bigger than who we are.
Yeah.
And when I tell a lot of them our story about how we started and how like we're in here and how we're doing this, a lot of them are super impressed. And if you guys didn't get a chance to take a look at the picture of our setup here, it's pretty sweet. And we've got we've actually gotten a lot of compliments. So
yeah.
That's it. There he is. But no, it's great though. It's been really fun, and so I'm looking forward to you guys hearing Greg Braggs Jr. From CHGO Bears more specifically, and their team, and also meeting Corey Wooten. Corey Wooten is actually a pretty cool guy too, so I gotta give a shout out to him as well. But I don't know, MJ. I'm cool with starting that up if you want to start that up.
Sounds good. Like we said before, Greg Braggs Jr. from CHGO Bears. Giving a little insight, we talked drafts, Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers, all of that good stuff. So we are going to toss that up, and we will see you guys in a little while after this interview.
Oh, I was about to do the same. Oh. I'll pull. Did you pull that? Here, I'll remove this. All right, guys.
All right.
Looks like
give me 5 seconds. Oh boy.
Looks like we had a little technical difficulty.
I told you the audio went through. I will put it through on my computer, and it will play to the microphone, and it will be fine.
We'll probably annoy a lot of people around us, but I'm cool with it.
That's a fair point.
But anyway,
how else do you get that audio through there?
This is great. Gotta love live stuff. Whatever, just run it.
I mean, yeah, I really don't care.
All right, guys, here we go. Try that again. Yeah. Off and back on.
Video goes off.
True. Here, wait. I can't mute us either.
No.
With MJ, but we have a special guest with us, Greg Braggs from CHGO Bears.
Yeah.
Got it. I knew I would get it. So, sir, how are you, and how's everything going lately with you guys?
Oh, it's great. I started with CHGO last year before the Bears season started, and my personal story is I'm a bricklayer, right? So, not this traditional media guy. A lot of those guys you see over there, former NFL player Corey Wooten played for the Bears, and Mark Harmon from WGN, and Adam Hogue, who's one of the top Bears beat reporters for the last 2 decades. And then you got the meatball bricklayer. You know, I'm bringing the Schwersky to the CHGO. I guess is best describe my role. But
sausage.
So like this experience this week, it's been my first time ever down at the combine, and interviewing the GM and the head coach. And, of the Bears and other teams and all these players has been just a really thrilling experience for me. I'm just trying to get my feet wet and see how I can do. I'm getting more comfortable each day. So it's been a lot of fun.
It's definitely an adjustment, and I'll give you a little shout out. Even before Bruce said you were coming on, I had never heard of you or seen your work because I'm not a Bears fan. I'll be honest, I didn't. However, I saw your stuff the first couple of days at the combine popping up all over my Twitter timeline, all the pictures and videos and everything you're doing. So, for somebody who's here for the first time, you're doing a great job.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this is my wheelhouse because like how I started it was like 5 years ago. I just started going to training camp and videoing practice, and like just doing little clips, putting them on there and hyping up players and things like that. And gain circulation. It's kind of the same game here. Like
it really is.
You're just trying to get a video of a clip, and at least that's my role. I mean, we're writing articles and doing all this other stuff too for good content. But like for me personally, I'm just trying to get that good quote, good clip, put it on Twitter, the other big part of how I got to this point was by networking, and meeting people. And that's the other big part of this game that you don't really see, during the combine week because everybody's obviously watching the players, which is the focus. Right. The behind the scenes with the media when it comes to that it's a lot of networking. It's a lot of talking to people, right? And you're going out late at night and running into different people you probably never run into, and just trying to rub elbows, and you just never know where you'll strike up a friendship or a relationship with somebody, and before you know it, that can turn into something. So that's been the other half of it. It's just trying to network, bring people on the show. We had Mike Tannenbaum on earlier, busting his ass about his Justin Fields take. So, and he was great, but like that's just, closed mouths don't eat. You got to walk up to people and see if they'll come on. Most of the time, everybody's normal people, right? I don't think any of this is overly special. It's just sports, right?
Right. It's just having a conversation, being able to like shoot the shit with somebody and be like, hey, how you doing? That's the biggest thing. Actually, we've had the pleasure of having Mike on before. And that was an entertaining conversation.
He's very good dude. Yeah, he's a good dude. He's animated and opinionated, and he fires Bears fans up, and that's fine. Everybody's got their right to their opinion, even if it's a wrong one. I know I have plenty.
Same. But so I'm going to dive right in, my guy. And obviously, the Chicago Bears are the first pick in the NFL draft this year. I know my thoughts, and I'll give them to you. But I'm curious to know what you think that the Chicago Bears should do with the first overall pick.
They got to trade it.
Great.
Got to trade it. I mean, Will Anderson, certainly an intriguing prospect. Could be, you might eat your words in a few years, depending on how productive he is. But the Bears aren't in a position to push all their chips in on one guy. He could be great and then get hurt week one. I hate saying that, but that's just the business of the NFL. Right. So now if you take him, you're pushing all your chips on this guy, A, to be great, and B, to be healthy. And for the Bears, they have so many holes that it would be irresponsible of them to not trade back and get additional assets for this year's draft and drafts of the future. If they can get some future first-round picks from a team like the Carolina Panthers, I was in on the press conference with Scott Fitterer, the GM of the Panthers. I think they're a prime target to move up to one. That is who I'm predicting will move up. But it's a team like that where you can get next year's first or even the next 2 years first from them. Now the Bears have 2 first-round picks the next 2 years. Not to mention that, but the Bears also traded their early second-round pick this year for Chase Claypool. Yeah. So right now they have the number 1 pick, and then they don't pick. Right. So they're waiting a while. So you also got to trade up into that early part of the second round because you need offensive line help, you need defensive line help, you need a linebacker, I need a corner, you need another wide receiver. They just have so many holes. So it would be irresponsible for Ryan Poles to not trade back, and I know that's what he's trying to do.
So I'm gonna jump on that only because I'm curious because I want to know your thoughts on, my opinion, where they're going to go. I want them to trade down with the Texans. I want to go get the number 2 pick. Yep. And then take it and hopefully get the 12th pick from them as well. I know it's asking a lot, but that's basically like fleecing the Texans, and I get that. But that way you could trade down from that number 2 pick with the Colts, hopefully, so that way they can get their future quarterback. And I know this is totally pipe dreaming, but this is the ideal scenario in my mind. That way you can get, hopefully, Will Anderson at the 4th pick, and then get yourself a I don't know, a wide receiver or like Smith. I can't remember his first name.
Jackson Smith.
Yeah. It's you get Justin Fields guy. Right. Exactly. You get 100%. Justin Fields guy number 12. And I know that might be a little high for him because I've seen other projections. So. Some projections have had him at the low one.
If you like him, go get him.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Get him then. And then hopefully if you trade, I don't know, if you can try to get something. And again, you're waiting a long time for the 54th pick in the second round. Sure. But you're hitting 2 first picks that are potential blue chip type caliber players right away, filling 2 needs that you have in that offense.
That was additionally my dream scenario. Move back from 1 to 2, then 2 to 4. Get as many assets from those 2 trades as you possibly can. Then you're still in the Will Anderson, Jalen Carter sweepstakes. That was how it was framed. This was a month ago, right? Lots changed in the last 2 days. But that's where now, with this unfortunate news with Jalen Carter and the tragedy of someone dying in a car, they're racing, and again, he's a young guy, make mistakes, and now he's got to live with something that is not going to be easy to live with the rest of his life. But just from a football standpoint, when you were looking at it for the Bears, if they were to have done your dream scenario, trade back twice and still be at 4, you could have got either or. Now, with it not the uncertainty of where Jalen's going to go if he falls back, Will Anderson isn't going to fall to 4. You trade back 1, you trade back to 2. That might be the first 2 quarterbacks off the board. But Arizona at 3 are likely to take Will Anderson.
Exactly.
Who else would they take up there? So now you're sitting at 4, and you may not have any of the guys you're looking for. So I think that changes things severely for them. Just on the Texans scope of it, though, it always made the most sense to me to at least just start there and trade from 1 to 2. You lose no risk, and all you do is gain draft assets. And I've had people tell me it's unrealistic to expect 2 and 12 to move up 1 spot. But at the same time, when you consider the Colts and the Panthers and the Raiders and the Falcons, there's just so many teams.
There likely will be a bidding war.
A bidding war, 100%. And if it's the Colts that start to go in and start pushing, you got to be able to pin the Colts and Texans up against each other and say, look, you're in the same division. So if you don't move ahead of these guys, this guy's going to be in your division.
And he's going to go get Bryce Young.
So if the Colts come and say, we're going to give you next year's first round pick, well, then all Ryan Poles simply has to do is go to the Texans and go, we've been offered a first-round pick, a future first-round pick. Right. The only way you're going to get this pick from us is if you can match that. Whether that be next year's first-round pick, but more importantly, if they want to give this year's 12. Right. And so now, I think you're in like Flint for a potential like that. So I think that is on the table, even though it may seem unrealistic. You just never know how desperate these teams are going to get. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
I'm interested, and I know my role. I will play devil's advocate here. Okay. So I was talking to Bruce about this the other day. I'm assuming that obviously you're probably in the camp of not trading Justin Fields, which I totally understand. Yep. I would just like to present a hypothetical here we go. And see what you hear. Because I didn't change your mind, but I at least I kind of stalwarted you a little bit. Yeah. So the idea is if Bryce Young weighs in well, which could be, falsified.
We'll say he weighs in at 200 pounds.
Yeah, but let's say he's able to gain the weight, right? That's a sign to a lot of scouts that he could actually hold up. And a lot of people have said that if he weighs in at that, he is the clear number 1 guy. So in a scenario, if you could get Bryce Young, trade Justin Fields, and everybody says that Justin Fields will be the number 1 pick in this draft, right?
Sure.
The quantity, the return you could get for the number 1 pick right now is at least 2 firsts. So if you're telling me you couldn't get at least that for Justin Fields, my idea is you could get even more draft capital, trade down. You could possibly still get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, who I think is still the best passer in the draft. You could get one of those guys, reset your clock on paying your quarterback, keep a quarterback on a rookie deal, get even more assets dually because you trade down from 1 and you trade Justin Fields. Then Ryan Poles has the world at his fingertips to work with in draft capital, cap space, because he doesn't have to pay his quarterback for 4 years. That has to, at least in my mind, be something that they consider unless you think
that I have to put up with that.
unless Ryan Poles thinks that Justin Fields is absolutely going to be a top 5 quarterback, I think you have to consider.
Well, if you're Ryan Poles, you have to consider all scenarios, or you're not doing your job right.
Right.
So he has considered this, whether Bears fans like it or not. And at the end of the day, to your point, yeah, it resets the clock. But that's why, to me, the trade value for the other teams that want Justin, he's going to be coming up on his 3rd year, right?
Right.
And then next year, fourth
this is the
when
proven year.
and 4th is when you pay.
Yeah.
You can't pay this year, but next year you can.
Right.
Or you're starting a franchise tag once you get to the 5th year and 6th year or whatever.
Right.
So a team, you say, okay, it may be more valuable because in this draft he'd be drafted first. Well, he's not. He's a 3rd-year player. So that clock is shorter. Now, look at the return that the Browns gave for Deshaun Watson. I mean, and Deshaun's got a lot of baggage attacks. I understand he's a talented quarterback and has proven more at this level than Justin has. But at the end of the day, all it takes is one team. I'm sure the Atlanta Falcons regret taking the tight end Kyle Pitts instead of the hometown kid Justin Fields. So, while I don't think that the price for Justin would be as valuable as the price for the number 1 pick because of that rookie clock that all teams want, and Bryce Young is certainly a talented quarterback too, I just think, I think there is a chance, that one team is that obsessed with him that would just give up the farm because what you have in Justin Fields.
Right.
Bryce is still an uncertainty, even at weight aside. He's still got to prove it at the NFL level, even though he shows a lot of poise and is a playmaker and does a lot of things, and I'm sure he's going to be great. He's still got to show that. Justin has shown at this level that he's stronger than the toughest defensive ends, like Hassan Reddick, just throwing him off him, and he outruns every secondary player. I mean, that's insane to have the strength of Cam Newton and the speed of Michael Vick. And I don't think that's hyperbole. I think that's exactly who Justin Fields is right now. Now, can he do that forever? No. He can do that for the next couple of years.
I don't want him to do that, though, at the end of the day.
Of course.
Right.
But it's fun to watch right now. And you look at the way Cam Newton got to the Super Bowl, when they lost to Denver.
Was that 28? No,
2015.
And every time the play broke down and he didn't have to, he just took off. They couldn't stop him.
Yeah.
And his arm was inconsistent, and I think Justin Fields has a potential to have a better arm. I mean, when you talk about running quarterbacks that came out of college, like Lamar Jackson or Michael Vick, they had a highlight reel in college of running all over the place. Justin Fields didn't do that in college.
Yeah, that's true.
He is a pocket passer who did what he had to do last year, and now this narrative is being
running for his life.
Justin, because he was doing what he had to do for the team.
Yeah.
And instead of getting credit for being that kind of a team player, you denigrate him for it, and I just thought that was so unfair. He didn't have to do that. They got to do right by him the same way Jalen Hurts and Howie Roseman did right by Jalen. Get him another number 1, add to Darnell Mooney and Chase Claypool, and build that offensive line. Get him the same help, and watch him take the exact same leap Jalen Hurts had. Jalen Hurts is just throwing it up into double coverage for freaking A.J. Brown. I mean, in the Super Bowl, they're like, what an amazing throw. That's a double coverage. He's just saying, go and get it. You think Justin Fields can't do that? Come on now.
Right.
Screw it. A.J. Brown's out there somewhere.
And you want to talk about, and then all the historic numbers, he put up Jalen Hurts as a running quarterback in the Super Bowl too.
Yeah.
Justin Fields is twice as big and twice as fast.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy we're talking about. So I just think
I don't know if he can squat 600 though.
I don't think he needs to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, I wouldn't put anything past him. He's a monster.
Yeah, he is.
And he's chiseled. Like you see him, he is, dude. I mean,
he's yoked.
He is yoked, dude. So I mean, that's just somebody that puts a lot into his craft. So it's just too big of a risk.
Agreed.
And if you get those future first round picks, now you've added up some equity where you have Justin in a prove it year, and if it doesn't work out, now Ryan Poles can take that package and maybe go get one of these top quarterbacks next year if it's a worse break class in case of emergency kind of situation, which we'll see.
I just thought of this off the top of my head. If you trade down, I'm trying to think about this. This would never happen. But Seattle is at what, 9? 8 or 9?
Panthers are at 9.
So I think Seattle's at. No, Seattle's at like 5.
Yeah.
Give me a draft order. I suck at remembering where people are picking. Anyway, they're somewhere in between 5 and 10. What do you think of DK Metcalf and Seattle's pick for number 1?
Yeah, I want Justin Jefferson. I'll give up the number 1 pick for Justin Jefferson from Minnesota. DK, I mean, he signed last year.
They're at 5.
They're at 5.
And
So 5 and DK Metcalf and like next year's second.
Yeah, because you'd have
for
to
number
have
1
extra equity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetically. Yeah, I mean, I love DK Metcalf, but at this point, yeah, I'm going with. I need the bucket of draft picks. They have so many holes. Justin Jefferson changed my mind.
That's fair.
DK is great.
Yeah,
but Justin Jefferson.
That's a difference.
Is totally not.
That's your bar.
I asked some Viking fans, like, no way. I'm like, they need a quarterback.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, this is another situation that'll never happen.
Right.
But at the same time, like, if we want to get crazy, you want to get nuts, let's get nuts. I mean, that's where I'm at when it comes to that. So, but at the same time, no, they gotta get a bucket of draft picks and then let Ryan Poles cook. I thought he had a solid draft last year without having a first round pick.
He had a great draft.
Right, Brisker, Kyler Gordon, excelled as the year went on, or at least developed. I'm not gonna say they were like standouts, but Brisker.
I think Gordon. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
But I think Gordon, like at the beginning of the year, I agree with that. He wasn't as like
they were picking on him.
Yeah, agree. And he wasn't making the plays that you would thought that he would have made coming out of Washington. But then Brisker, though, I'm sorry, I thought right away he made an impact as soon as he.
He's one of the top safeties in last year's draft.
Him and Eddie Jackson, and like from everything that I've heard, Eddie Jackson's like coming off well from his rehab, and everything's like good with that from what I've heard. But man, dude, like their secondary is going to be really good.
Well,
and when you get a pass rush with that secondary,
that's the point.
You're going to be in a great position.
That's the point. The secondary got better as the year went on, and with a pass rush that had a franchise record low from just the defensive line. 22, but only 10 from the defensive line. You know who led the team in sacks? Jaquan Brisker.
Yeah.
Four sacks. From your safety,
that's
not a defensive lineman.
Right.
The Eagles had 4 guys on their defensive line that had 10 or more.
So
that's what you're up against. But to consider that the secondary got better under those circumstances, typically when you don't get a pass rush, you're getting shredded. So that's how long they're holding on.
300 yards a night.
That's how long they're holding on to their routes. So you get this team a modicum of a pass rush. Now all of a sudden this secondary becomes dangerous. So I think there's big potential there. So what's great about that is Justin Fields isn't the only bright spot. I think the secondary is slept on by a lot of people.
Agreed. And so I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about this. So we're going to go down a hobbit hole right now.
Okay. Not a rabbit hole.
No,
a hobbit hole.
No,
this is scarier.
The hobbit hole.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers came out of his darkness retreat.
Okay.
Saying that he doesn't want to. He's not going to take too much time. He's not going to take too much time.
His dark room.
He's not going to take too much time making his decision or anything like that. I'm kind of curious as another Chicago Bears fan, somebody that's in the know with media members and things like that. Like, what have you heard about his thoughts? Have you heard anything about his thoughts about anything? And in addition to that, to be honest with you, if you can, what's your actual opinion about him going on a darkness retreat?
Okay, yeah, I'll throw it all out there. Carmen Vitale is a part of our team. She works for Fox Sports. Mm-hmm. She's part of our CHGO Bears team during the year, and she covers the whole NFC North. And she is adamant that he's going to continue to play, but probably not with the Packers. Is what you're starting to feel as the rumblings. I'm not going to say she's said that necessarily, but that's the rumblings. I've been pushing with Carmi B that I have this prediction that he's going to retire, which I'll get to. But to the original point about what I think or what I've heard, some of the rumblings I have heard around here is he's not even talking to the front office right now. And he had a golf outing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He went to Pebble Beach.
Yeah, Pebble Beach.
Oh, yeah.
No, but he already went back.
And I heard a story from a bird from a little birdie that the GM came to talk to him and he ghosted him. That's what I heard.
So, hey, guys, real quick, that's the hashtag Whispers at the Combine.
Whispers at the Combine. I like that. And so, you know how Rodgers is.
Yeah.
He did this with them the last couple of years where he plays this hard-to-get game. But the read on the guy that I have with this Ayazuka, as I like to call it, and this darkness retreat and this spiritual awakening that he's had in the last couple of years, I enjoyed Bill Maher's podcast. It's called what is it called? Club Random.
Okay.
And he has great interviews where he just talks and they talk about anything,
Right.
not politics. I know he's a political guy, but they just talk about anything. And he's a good conversationalist, so you get some conversations you just wouldn't hear in a different setting.
Right.
And he had Aaron Rodgers on. I was like, I don't want to listen to this, but it ended up being really interesting on a few different levels, just getting into Aaron Rodgers' mind. But the thing that stood out to me, and this is where I go to my prediction, is he's just done with the rat race.
Yeah.
He strikes me as a guy that just is done with it. He's playing out the string because I don't know if he just like is hesitant to give up his career that he's worked so hard on, but I think he's so far past it. I think in a private room, I think he wishes he stayed doing the Jeopardy thing. And he didn't play football anymore. I mean, I think he was trying to get one more.
What is done with it?
You know, and so he almost got one more. They got to the NFC, or one short of the NFC Championship.
They got to the NFC Championship game against Tampa 2 years in a row. Against Tampa and against the 49ers.
I thought the 49ers were divisional.
No, 2020 was the NFC Championship game against the Buccaneers. 2019 was the NFC Championship game against the 49ers.
Okay.
That's when the 49ers only threw the ball.
Robbie kicked it through.
Was it 13 and what was it? It was like such a ridiculously low scoring game.
And I just, like I said, I just think, like, you know, with this spiritual awakening he's had, it's like, I just think he's done with it. You know, he can do a podcast with Pat McAfee if he wants to stay in sports a little bit.
Yeah,
and he just wants to live his life, you know, with a guitar on the beach and talking about life and everything else.
That hair and then
I mean, think about it. He's a guy that has been a top flight quarterback his whole life. And that kind of commitment, you don't get to have fun like kids
and the kind
do,
of attention,
you know, right? And the time and effort, and you gotta put yourself away from the world. And now he's experiencing things that like I did when I was 17, you know, doing mushrooms and shit, you know, like, I get it.
Opening the third eye.
Right, I get it. I mean, some of us were there in high school. I'm not going to pretend like I wasn't. I was there. We were having fun. And I can remember what that was like as a kid, like opening your mind to like different things. And I that's what I hear when he talks, is that 17-year-old kid that we were like, me and my friends are like talking about like things that are just almost nonsensical.
Remember that one time the wall decided to talk to me and tell me
he's just trying different things, and I don't blame him. He's living so life.
What if we sat in the dark for a day?
Dude, that's crazy. I couldn't do that.
No way.
I'd come out insane.
Same.
So, you know, I don't know. I just think
trippy the last time I heard him last interview. No joke.
He did sound a little weirder.
It has been. It's been going on for like a year and a half, 2 years now. Ever since
we're talking about the podcast interview he did with Sports Illustrated.
Did you see that?
No.
So he just no joke.
Like, even weirder.
Yeah, he seemed like he was a little bit more like. I don't want to say out of it because
it looks like he had seen something.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Like when you get a chance, Greg, like take a look at it.
Even just listen to 60 seconds of him talking.
He just seems like just.
I mean, I'm telling you,
it's like he's.
It's no joke. I mean, you sit in a room, in a dark room for 6 days, it changes your mind. Like, I mean, prisoners that get locked in, you know, any of that, like
crazy.
You know, it changes you. I mean, for some people, maybe in a healthy way, and some people not. You try different drugs and things like that. It's changing your chemical imbalance in a certain way. I mean, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
And so he's trying these things while trying to be an NFL quarterback. I mean, everyone's like, there's no way he's going to walk away from $60 million. I get it. But he doesn't strike me as a guy that cares about money.
You know, that work-life balance that he's trying to do right now is very difficult.
It's impossible. You're not going to win a Super Bowl like that.
No, to your point, I know that football is not his main priority anymore because, and this is a slightly less well-known story, when he first tried ayahuasca, he was in Peru. This was right before COVID in 2020, in March. He almost got stuck in Peru because he was in a remote village in Peru trying different forms of ayahuasca. And when he got told that he needed to come back because the world was going to shut down, he almost didn't. He almost just stayed in Peru. And so if you're trying to tell me, this is why, I will die on the hill that he's the greatest thrower of football I've ever seen in my life. But in terms of me dealing with this crap anymore, I am so done.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, he's a legend, but you got to move on at some point. Got to find out, and he's holding you hostage from finding out who Jordan Love is. And if he's not gonna commit to the crap like he has in his life, at some point, it's sad, but you got to cut ties and do it before it's too late. So, I mean, it'll be interesting. I just think he's not a guy that cares about the money. I think he could quit now and do 30 Jeopardy shows a year that make up for some of the money. Do a podcast with Pat McAfee, and you're almost there. It's like he doesn't care about that stuff. I don't think money's what drives him anymore. I don't even know.
He can also go date whatever supermodel he wants to that makes plenty of money.
So that's me calling my shot. Nobody wants to say it. Everybody's like, I always go to the Raiders. Why does he want to go to the Raiders and lose and then retire?
Well, not only that, why do you want to go to the AFC period when you have to go against like Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes?
I think the only team that would reinvigorate him is to play for the San Francisco 49ers, who would be a great fit for him. But the Packers would never let him do that.
No. And the 49ers have so much. We were just talking to Jordan Elliott, 49ers writer, before we talked to you, and he even said he's like, there's just so much crap going on there already.
Brock Purdy with Trey Lance.
Purdy's hurt, and then Trey Lance
is coming off his injury.
I mean, they would do. They're that kind of aggressive team that would do it. It's to me the perfect fit.
They need it right now.
He doesn't have to like go 100% into his crap because that team is so damn good. All he's got to do is
here you go, Christian.
Right.
Here you go, Debo.
Yeah. So, but I don't see a scenario where he can find his way there. So to me, you add all that up. I'm calling my shot. You heard it here first. I've been saying it. Nobody wants to play me. He's gonna say he's retiring a week or two.
So we got Greg Braggs with us. CHGO Bears. I like that. That was better than the intro.
I like it. I like it.
See, fine. We're clicking now. Join us for a couple more minutes. So what I like to do is I like to ask guys that join us random ass questions. So nothing that's going to be, pushing position to be like, not being able to go home at night or anything like that. But I enjoy my beers.
Okay.
I have one in particular that I like when I want to overindulge. But that being said, what's the go-to beer choice if you have it?
I don't drink beer. I drink whiskey.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Yeah. I'm a Crown and Coke guy. All day long. Or Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark.
Makers. I used to be a Jack Daniels guy, and then I grew up.
Yeah,
that's like the early 20s. Jack and Coke. And it took me a minute to grow up into something smoother, spicier. And so Crown's probably my go-to. I got a buddy of mine that drinks like $100 whiskey, Macallan or whatever. And he's like, you drink cheap whiskey. I'm like,
that's the same thing.
It's really not. So those are my go-tos.
Hell yeah. So there's a place that we've gone to. So this is our second year being blessed with the ability to cover the combine, and we went there basically on accident, I guess, last year.
Yeah, we literally looked up bar.
Yeah,
and it was the closest place.
It's the oldest bar in Indiana, and I'm giving them some more pub because they're awesome. They pour a deep drink, Slippery Noodle. You be careful now. You can say something different. I've done it multiple times. Slippery Noodle. It's an easy walk from right down the street.
Okay.
So you guys got to check it out. It's actually a really good place to go to. And like I said, they're deep drinks.
I had a screwdriver there earlier, and there was maybe that much orange juice. Oh boy, Schmitty pours it well.
We were burning the midnight oil last night through, so I'm sure I'll find my way there at some point. So
perfect.
So
much appreciated. I don't know if MJ's got anything else for you.
No.
Green Bay sucks.
Yeah, Green Bay does suck.
Green Bay sucks.
I was going with that.
Oh my gosh!
But
we're gonna get real involved if you got that loud.
Greg, thank you so much for jumping on with us again. So, Greg, if you want to let everyone know what your Twitter handle is and where they can find you.
Yeah, follow me, my personal account at gbraggsjr23. Do a lot of coverage for CHGO Sports, CHGO Bears. Do some Big Ten basketball talk on Tuesdays with them. CHGO Sports covers everything in Chicago: the Cubs, the Bears, the Bulls, the Sky, the Fire, the Blackhawks, literally everybody. It's a huge team, really talented guys. And then for me for some reason, is part of the team. And we have a lot of fun with it. And we're the kind of the new kids on the block. I think we just hit our 1 year anniversary, or we're going to on
awesome.
Saturday. But,
yeah, nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun and a big thrill for me to kind of get into the media world a little more. And, I have personal stuff I do called Braggs in the Stands. I do Purdue basketball coverage. That's what I did before. I was with CHGO. My own personal stuff, and I talk literally anything Bears, but now it's kind of more Purdue basketball centric, just to try to split up my time with Bears with what I'm getting paid for, and then Purdue with the hobby and stuff like that. So, I've got my hands in a lot of different things, but follow CHGO Sports on YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel. We do a lot of really fun content. had Ryan Poles on this week, and a lot of different people. So we're doing our best, try to rip through this media game.
There we go. Love it. Well, thank you again so much, MJ. Have some fun, and hey, let's get a drink sometime, my guy.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks for saying hi. I appreciate the conversation.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, we'll leave you with make sure you get some homeowners insurance.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance. Woo. All right. We good? We're back? Yeah,
we are back.
We're back.
We are good.
It was, so first of all, sorry about the quality for the video, guys. Running a multitude of things on a computer ends up causing a little bit of a lag. So everything will be much, much better on our website and or on YouTube.
Yep.
And we're going to have some more clips for y'all and be some good stuff. So before we switch topics, I want to expand a little bit on what Greg was talking about with your Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
So he made a comment, and I kind of want to get your thoughts about this, saying that an ideal place for him, Aaron Rodgers, to go would be San Francisco.
You saw my face.
I did. And I don't necessarily disagree with it. It's an ideal place because it's his home or hometown, I should say. It's also a place where there's plenty of talent around him to win a championship. But obviously, we talked about it. He isn't necessarily looking to get another Super Bowl trophy. He even said it himself.
Right.
But I don't know. Why would you think it's not an ideal place for him to go?
It's not nice. This is going to be an out of the box answer. I'll be perfectly honest with this.
Don't all the cool kids say out of pocket?
No, that means something different, Bruce. I'm gonna stop you on that one. That means something completely different. Here's why Aaron Rodgers would not want to go to San Francisco.
Okay.
It's not because of a championship window. It's not because of playing in the NFC. It's not even because the Packers wouldn't send him to San Francisco. Because honestly, I think if they get the right price and they're trading him, that means they're confident enough in Jordan Love that he can lead their team against anybody.
True.
I don't think it's any of that. Really, Bruce, I think the reason he wouldn't want to go to San Francisco is the offense. And I'm not saying that the talent around him is bad. I'm saying he doesn't like the system.
The shifting and movement. He doesn't like motion offenses.
Aaron Rodgers does not like the Kyle Shanahan offense because that's what Matt LaFleur is running.
Right.
And his exact quote to Sports Illustrated on the podcast appearance that came out yesterday was, when I first came into this offense, I felt like a game manager.
Nice, Jack. Sorry.
And so that's funny. So to me, if Aaron Rodgers is going to go somewhere, it's going to be to an offense, to a location, to a city. He has to be comfortable everywhere, because to Rodgers, it's not just about the people. Right. It's not just about the football. It's about all of it, the all-encompassing, concepts.
The body of the organization.
Yes. And so, if I had to look at, would Rodgers rather go play offense for Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDaniels, or Nathaniel Hackett? Well, I think there's an obvious answer to that, because who did he win 2 MVPs with? Yeah. And so to me, if you're looking at that,
it just doesn't hack it.
It just doesn't hack it out there in San Francisco, Bruce. And so I really do think that when it comes down to it, there is a ridiculous amount of detail and specificity that comes when you look at what type of comfort Aaron Rodgers wants. And it's not just the city, and it's not just how much control he has over the players or anything like that. It's also the offense.
Yeah. That was a long-winded way of saying he's not going to San Francisco.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
I love it. So let's keep going with this. Let's keep going with this mindset of quarterback play and stay in the NFC North. Let's talk a little about Justin Fields and what the Chicago Bears are going to do. I know nationally we've been hearing that the Bears have been potentially looking at suitors and trade opportunities for Justin Fields.
Yep.
Nothing here, and from the people that we've talked to and had conversations with, has not been confirmed from the mouths of the people that we've talked to.
Right.
So I think that is a narrative that is just being spun up from some people
for the most part,
to make a story about nothing.
I think it's exactly what Greg and I kind of came to an agreement on, that it's not that they haven't looked into it.
Explored
it's
options.
That it's not at the top of their list of things to do. Now, I think it's also something to understand that there's no reason on this God-given earth, and this is, again, not to disrespect Justin Fields, there's no reason on this earth that somebody would be going out offering a king's ransom for Justin Fields right now when Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr and Jimmy Garoppolo and veteran quarterbacks like that are still available.
It's age. And I think Greg did actually, he talked about that. That's the biggest thing. It's like
he's at a very odd spot.
He's right, exactly.
So unless you're the Ravens, that's really the only team. The Ravens, maybe the Falcons, would I see as the only teams
suitors
that would go out there and actually make an offer for Justin Fields. That's not something I've heard. That's really just me kind of spitballing. But, the Ravens were able to do something very successful. I think if they could say, and this is in a really weird world, I understand that, but if the Bears were to say, okay, we're going to trade Justin Fields, and they could agree to a contract off the rip with Justin for the most part.
Right.
Not obviously an actual one because they can't do that yet until next year. But, but to under the table essentially agree,
right?
Hey, this is a place that Justin might want to stay.
Who's to say that hasn't happened? To be honest with you, I personally think we had this conversation when I first got here to Indy about how Ryan Poles seemed a little bit more committal, in my opinion, than Matt Eberflus did.
Which at the end of the day is what matters. I mean,
exactly.
I guess the GM really has to be the one who's committed to the quarterback. At the end of the day, the coach just plays with the quarterback that he's given.
Truth.
Obviously, they have input and such like that, but at the end of the day, even in Green Bay, Mark Murphy and Brian Gutekunst are the one making decisions, not Matt LaFleur.
Nope.
I mean, he again, obviously, he has input, but
no, exactly. And so
there's only so much you can do there.
Exactly. And keeping in with the Chicago Bears and things that have been happening here at the Combine, unfortunately for a young man, his career, I don't want to say in jeopardy, but it's
in question.
It's in question.
Yeah.
So it's caused him a little bit of question from other teams, and I'm sure he's going to end up, in my opinion, dropping out of the top 10 in this draft. And that young man I'm talking about is Jalen Carter. And we have to be sensitive to the fact that someone lost their life during him racing. He has 2 misdemeanor charges against him.
Yep.
And it's been reported. So this is public knowledge. This is information that was given. This isn't just making up stuff. He has 2 misdemeanor charges. Like I said, he was doing 89 and a 45, I want to say. 89 and a 45. And he unfortunately misled reporters. He misled teams. He told conflicting stories to the police from what I remember. It's just disappointing, and to be honest with you, it's a young man who was making a mistake that a young man makes a mistake with. Nice. MJ pulled up a picture on Twitter, and it was kind of funny. Anyway,
Mina Kimes is standing next. Mina Kimes is standing next. Everybody knows the picture of Mina Kimes next to Bryce Young when she was wearing heels, and she's wearing not heels, and she's standing next to a life-size cutout of Bryce Young that is basically just as tall.
Pretty entertaining, actually. We'll retweet it. But to continue with what I was saying, though, not having Jalen Carter being in the situation that he's in right now, it becomes Will Anderson's draft, in my opinion, for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
And that was the guy that I wanted. It's not under the circumstances that I wanted the Chicago Bears to go after him. I wanted them to go after him because it was their actual pick, but by default, in my opinion, now it becomes Will Anderson.
Yeah, and I think, first of all, it's not his draft. It's Bryce Young's draft. It's not Will Anderson's draft because
it depends on we'll see in the future.
No, because here's the thing: because the Bears are going to trade the pick,
and he'll be the first pick.
And unless the Cardinals get really stupid, and trade up, but that's not going to happen.
True.
It's Bryce Young's draft to lose because he has to do something at this combine to show that he is not QB1, and I don't think he's going to because he's not going to work out. He's just testing.
He's going to be the first pick, but again, I'm looking at from the perspective of who I think is going to be the best player out of this draft.
Oh well,
and I think it's going to be Will Anderson.
But that wouldn't change whether or not Jalen Carter was being drafted in the top 4.
The only reason why I'm saying that right now is because Jalen Carter was going to be potentially drafted by the Chicago Bears.
Right.
Multiple reports have said that.
I understand that.
And I think now that report has come out with Jalen Carter, I think it ends up being the Will Anderson lock for defensive player in this draft for the top 4.
No.
Yes. Jalen Carter does not.
No, I'm talking about this.
Oh, trade Baffert.
No. No.
Sean,
good try though.
What up, Sean?
No. Yeah. The only other thing.
I don't know. Again, it's a very sensitive topic. It's a very sensitive area to navigate.
I just think I don't envy whatever general manager decides to make that selection. They're going to have quite the press conference.
And you don't even know, but you don't even know the duration of how long this is going to be drawn
I
out.
hope for everybody's sake that this is resolved very quickly, that before the NFL draft we can have answers on whether or not there will be charges filed through. Obviously there was 2 arrest warrants. Jalen Carter came back to the combine today, so
he flew back
whatever that means.
I
just hope there's a resolution before the draft so that there's no question, but no legal question as to what's going on.
Right.
As long as there's because the way I think about it, as long as there's a legal resolution, then a team can make a decision based off of what's in front of them. But if the case hasn't actually gone through yet, then there's no way for a team to know because all the facts may not be out there.
It's muddy waters, man. It's muddy waters.
And as muddy as it may be, I'm not saying anything, but I find it interesting that this came out 26 minutes before he was supposed to speak to the media.
Agree.
Because this information has been out there for a while.
Right, and it's public information and public knowledge, but it's because when it's obviously an arrest warrant issued, it's public information. To your point, I think that there was
I'm not questioning the validity of the warrants. I'm questioning the timing.
Right. I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's all I got. It's weird.
I agree with that. But it's not.
No to Tyree Wilson.
But it's not weird, MJ. Having good car insurance.
Here's to the grown-ups. Your car is now your office, stage, nursery. Sorry. Erie Insurance offers products that lots of other companies don't. That's a big deal. And it's a good deal, too. And with Erie, you get your own independent agent, not a giant corporate call center or some online robot. You meet with a real person, like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
Jeff at mybbig.com. Give him a phone call. Let him know Third Down Thursday sent you, and also tell him I'm better than him at Call of Duty.
Yes. So, Bruce, I think you and I are both very tired. We're not going to go too much longer, so I think we're going to run right into a quick little fireside chat for the last few moments.
Little fireside chat action.
I know. Oh my goodness! I almost did a bad thing. Where's the fire?
There it is. The third one.
There we go.
Hey,
there we go.
We got it.
A little fire.
We're both on very little sleep right now, guys.
It's okay.
So MJ,
Tyree Wilson to Green Bay. I would like that. I would like that very much.
Come on. Anyway,
but yeah. So we're gonna be. I'll be here all day tomorrow and a little bit on Saturday, depending on what I decide. The Packers love offensive linemen, and the O-line talk Saturday.
Yeah.
So I kind of have to go.
Right. Right, dude. So I don't know. There's some differences. You're right. You're right. There are some differences definitely this year in this year's combine than last year's. I don't know. The security's been awesome, and people have been very, from the media perspective, have been amazing.
Yeah.
However, the amount of locked downness of everything is significantly different than it was last year, I feel.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's supposed to be an event where we learn more about. Okay.
You going to San Francisco?
Yeah, I could. I could run that off.
I'll trade. I'm down. I'll trade.
You're trading me away.
I'll trade you for Brock Purdy.
So you want Brock Purdy to run this podcast with you?
Mr. Irrelevant and Coach Bruce.
Wow.
I
feel attacked.
But yeah, no, but it's cool though. Hey guys, so real quick before you guys have any questions for us? You guys want any information that has been going on here? And we'll try to answer it to the best of our ability. You guys want to hear about like the background and what's going on? We actually have the ESPN Chicago table directly to my left. They were here for a morning, and that was it.
Week.
Hold on.
Coach Bruce to Arizona for Kyler. I mean, we'd add some height to the podcast.
Bro, come on. That was that. Come on. Come on.
We'd add some Call of Duty skill too.
Yo, let's calm down now with that talk. Let's calm down for that talk. Although I'm going to tell you right now, as soon as I get back, when I get back to Chicago, I'm going to be terrible. I guarantee it, because I haven't played much Call of Duty in the past week, so I'm going to be trash.
You could have brought it.
Absolute trash. I'm playing it. Yeah, it's true. I'm playing in the room. Brought it. Yeah. But yeah,
I'm sure it would have been great on that hotel internet.
Oh, true. That would have been.
Honestly, you should have brought it here.
Oh yeah, we played.
We could have streamed.
That would have been hilarious. To stream Call of Duty at the. How many people would come prospects? Want to play?
Is that an idea for next year?
That might be an idea for next year. The Call of Duty, dude. I think that's a great idea, guys. I think we just thought of something. That'd be hilarious. Wait, what we got?
I feel like they would actually
had to do
it to both of you.
Fair enough. Appreciate it, Mike. But yeah, I don't know, MJ. Let's see. Do we really have any more highlights other than everything we've kind of spoke on right now? We talked about.
Not really. I'm also going to be putting out. Bruce did a player profile on Lucas Van Ness yesterday.
Got Barrington products.
That I'm going to be putting out. So that'll come out.
Iowa defensive end
tomorrow morning as well.
Really like him, actually. Really like him.
So we won't be doing anything live tomorrow, probably, unless I pull something out of my hat.
We might do. It depends.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Unless I pull something out of my hat later in the afternoon. But we're gonna have a bunch of stuff coming out on the YouTube channel tomorrow. So I'll let you guys know. I'll put it on Facebook and Twitter and all that, given some times for when everything is coming out, so that you guys know when to watch for it. And obviously, we'll post everything.
Yep. And then make sure you guys follow us on Twitter. We've been posting a lot of stuff on there too, and just giving our thoughts. So with that, MJ, man, great job, man.
Thank you. I believe that's all we got.
That's all we got for you guys today, and we are tired as all hell. And
yes, we are.
I am about to go back to my hotel room. Hopefully, there's not a man running around knocking on doors.
I sure hope so.
I'm gonna change. It's gonna be me. I'm gonna change and crack myself open a beer and get some food too. MJ, good shit.
Well done, sir.
Yes, sir. And with that, guys, a quick word about homeowners insurance.
Yes.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
And you can't leave.
Oh wait, hold on.
Without.
Also, real quick, can't forget about this. Sorry. This is totally my fault, MJ. Totally my fault. And a quick shout out to All About Personnel, staffing with integrity.
And also, make sure to go on our website and get some of this fantastic stuff. ThirdDownThursday.com. Go to our Third Down Thursday shop, and you will see it there. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we can never leave without our favorite card guy. Goodbye, and we'll see you later.